Justin Bieber. The name alone honestly evokes a whirlwind of emotions, memories, and, iconic moments in pop culture. For millions, he's more than just a singer. He's a symbol of a generation, a face that's been everywhere from magazine covers to sold-out arenas. His journey is one of those rare stories that feels almost like a modern fairy tale, filled with both dazzling highs and challenging lows. But before the sold-out stadiums, the chart-topping hits, and all those adoring fans, Justin was just a young boy with a dream in Stratford, Ontario, Canada. He had this passion for music that really ignited a fire in his soul. Growing up in a small town, Justin's world was humble, filled with the rhythms of everyday life, the support of his mother, and a relentless curiosity for sound. He taught himself to play drums, piano, guitar, and trumpet, often performing on the steps of local buildings or at talent shows, hoping someone would notice his gift. With his mother's camcorder, he shared his talent on YouTube, his voice echoing through the digital sphere. Little did he know these home videos would launch him into a life he could only imagine. The internet became his stage, and soon strangers from around the world were tuning in, mesmerized by this kid with a big voice and even bigger dreams. It was a new era, one where a teenager from a small Canadian town could reach millions with just a click. Enter Scooter Braun, a talent manager who, by chance, stumbled upon Justin's raw talent online. Immediately recognizing his star potential, Braun flew Justin to Atlanta to meet Usher, a legend in the music industry. That meeting would change everything. Usher, impressed by Justin's charisma and vocal ability, helped open doors that had once seemed impossible. Suddenly, Justin was no longer just a YouTube sensation. He was on the fast track to stardom, surrounded by industry heavyweights who believed in his future. The rest, as they say, is history. Justin's debut single, One Time, took the world by storm. The song's infectious melody and heartfelt lyrics resonated with listeners everywhere, quickly climbing the charts and earning him a devoted fan base. Radio stations played it on repeat, and suddenly everyone wanted to know, who is Justin Bieber? His youthful charm, catchy tunes, and undeniable talent just captivated audiences worldwide. He became a global phenomenon, his music transcending borders and languages. From North America to Asia, Europe to South America, fans everywhere were swept up in Bieber fever. Concerts sold out in minutes, and social media exploded with his every move. He wasn't just a pop star, he was a cultural movement, inspiring millions of young people to chase their own dreams. From small-town beginnings to gracing international stages, Justin's ascent was nothing short of extraordinary. He became the poster child for a new generation of pop stars, his music the soundtrack to countless lives. His story proved that with talent, determination, and a little bit of luck, anything was possible, even for a kid from Stratford. The world watched as he transformed from a hopeful teenager into a household name, his journey inspiring countless others to believe in their own potential. But, with fame came a darker side, a price to pay for living life in the spotlight. Behind the dazzling smile and infectious energy, a different story was unfolding. The pressures of constant attention, the scrutiny of the media, and the challenge of growing up in front of the world would soon test Justin in ways he never could have anticipated. Justin's rise to fame was meteoric. Practically overnight, he went from uploading videos in his small-town bedroom to performing in front of thousands of screaming fans. The world watched as a young boy with a dream became a household name, his every move broadcast to millions. He went from a normal teenager to a global superstar practically overnight. Suddenly he couldn't walk down the street without being recognized, mobbed by fans, or trailed by paparazzi. The simple pleasures of teenage life, hanging out with friends, going to the movies, or just being anonymous, were gone in an instant. The transition was, honestly, overwhelming. The constant scrutiny, lack of privacy, and relentless pressure really took their toll. Every mistake, every awkward moment was captured and shared with the world. For a teenager still figuring out who he was, the spotlight could feel blinding. The world became his stage, and every move he made was analyzed, judged, and broadcast to millions. There was no room for error, no space to grow up quietly. Every word he spoke, every outfit he wore, every friend he made, Everything was up for public debate. The pressure to maintain his image, please his fans, and deliver hit after hit became a heavy burden. The carefree joy of making music he loved began to wane under the weight of expectations. What started as a passion soon felt like a responsibility he could never escape. He was growing up under the harsh glare of the media spotlight, his every misstep magnified and dissected. Even the smallest slip could become front-page news, fueling rumors and speculation that often felt impossible to escape. This constant scrutiny took a toll on his mental health. Behind the dazzling smile, a battle was raging within. The pressure to always appear happy and put together, even when he was struggling, became exhausting. He struggled with anxiety, depression, and the isolating effects of fame. The world saw the superstar, but few understood the loneliness that came with it. Surrounded by people, yet feeling completely alone, Justin faced challenges that most people his age could never imagine. The pressure to be perfect, to live up to the image the world had created, became unbearable. He was a young man grappling with intense emotions and pressures, all while navigating the treacherous waters of fame. The expectations were relentless, and the fear of letting people down was ever present. His struggles became public, his personal life splashed across tabloid headlines. The world watched, often with judgment and criticism, as he navigated the challenges of fame and fortune. Every misstep was amplified, every rumor dissected, leaving little room for privacy or understanding. It was a stark reminder that behind the glittering facade of fame, there's a human being grappling with real-life issues. Justin's journey through the highs and lows of early fame is a testament to the resilience required to survive in the spotlight, and a reminder that even the brightest stars can struggle in the darkness. In the midst of his personal struggles, Justin faced another battle, this time, an invisible one. While the world saw the glitz and glamour of his career, behind the scenes he was fighting a relentless and silent enemy that few could truly understand. He was diagnosed with Lyme disease, a debilitating illness transmitted through tick bites. The diagnosis explained the chronic pain, fatigue, and other health issues he had been experiencing for years. For a long time, the symptoms had been a mystery, leaving him and those around him searching for answers. The fatigue was overwhelming, the aches persistent, and the sense of well-being he once knew seemed to slip further away with each passing day. Lyme disease is often called the great imitator because its symptoms can mimic many other illnesses, making it difficult to diagnose. For Justin, the diagnosis was both a relief and a new challenge. It finally put a name to the pain and confusion, but it also opened the door to a long and uncertain road to recovery. Many people with Lyme disease struggle for years before getting a proper diagnosis, and Justin was no exception. It provided an explanation for the physical and mental health struggles he had been enduring, but it also meant confronting a complex and often misunderstood illness. Lyme disease can affect every aspect of a person's life, from their energy levels to their mood and even their ability to think clearly. The emotional toll can be just as heavy as the physical symptoms, especially when others may not fully grasp the seriousness of the condition. The world learned that the seemingly invincible pop star was battling a silent and debilitating disease. News of his diagnosis made headlines, sparking conversations about chronic illness and invisible struggles. Fans and the public were shocked, realizing that even those who appear strong and successful can be fighting battles no one sees. Adding to his health woes was a diagnosis of Epstein-Barr virus and chronic mononucleosis. These illnesses further compromised his immune system, exacerbating his symptoms and making recovery even more challenging. The combination of these conditions meant that his body was constantly under attack, leaving him vulnerable to infections and persistent exhaustion. The combination of Lyme disease, Epstein-Barr virus, and chronic mononucleosis left him feeling drained and unwell. Despite facing these health challenges, Justin continued to work and perform, often pushing himself beyond his limits. The demands of touring, recording, and public appearances became even more daunting as his body struggled to keep up. He didn't want to disappoint his fans or let down his team. He put on a brave face, hiding his pain and exhaustion from the world. Every performance, every public appearance was an act of courage and determination, masking the reality of his daily struggle. He was determined to power through, unaware of the toll it was taking on his body. The pressure to meet expectations and maintain his career was immense, but the cost to his health was even greater. Justin's journey with chronic illness is a reminder that true strength sometimes means acknowledging our limits and seeking help, even when the world expects us to be invincible. In 2022, the world watched in shock as Justin Bieber revealed he had been diagnosed with Ramsay Hunt Syndrome, a moment that would change his life forever. This rare neurological disorder, caused by the varicella-zoster virus, the same virus that causes chickenpox and shingles, attacked nerves in his face and ear, leading to sudden and alarming symptoms. The impact was immediate and devastating, leaving fans and the public deeply concerned. Justin shared a video on social media showing his partially paralyzed face, bravely opening up about his condition. He couldn't smile on one side, his eye wouldn't blink, and he struggled to speak clearly, making everyday tasks incredibly difficult. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of health, even for someone so young and seemingly invincible in the public eye. The diagnosis forced him to confront his own mortality and the potential impact on his career and future. The news sent shockwaves through the music industry and beyond, sparking conversations everywhere. Fans rallied around him, offering messages of support and encouragement from all corners of the globe. The diagnosis forced him to take a step back from touring and prioritize his health and well-being above all else. It was a difficult decision, but one he knew he had to make for his long-term recovery. Justin's openness about his struggles with Ramsay Hunt syndrome helped to raise awareness about this rare and often misunderstood condition, inspiring others to speak out. His vulnerability resonated with many, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, it's okay to not be okay and to seek help. He showed strength in his vulnerability, becoming an advocate for others facing similar health challenges and inspiring hope.